And hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Rich on Itch podcast. Now, things are a little different today. Today, I have your boy Blazer as guest host for today's episode.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, I'm filling in for Riptide today, and I'm excited. I will do a good job, hopefully.
Yes, Riptide has abandoned me, so instead we got Blazer for today. Riptide might be back next week, but if he's not, he'll be gone pretty much all month. So very sad,
Bad day.
but he'll be back at some point. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna be doing this with Blazer. Hopefully, Blazer will be a good. I don't want to say replacement.
Not replacement,
But
more stand-in.
yeah,
Stand-in for now.
stand in. There we go.
Hmm.
Yeah, hopefully you'll be a good stand-in. You know, bounce some ideas off of you. I'm sure everything will go great.
Hopefully so.
Okay, so we're gonna hop right in with the quotes for today. I'm sorry, Blazer, but nothing from you yet. There'll be some stuff later. Right now it's just
It's cool. Yeah.
we're gonna start with a quote from Riptide Gaming. Now,
Yeah.
Riptide said, "My wife's boyfriend hasn't heard the last of this. I'm sure he was the ringleader of this on Twitter." Now, Blazer,
I
do you
mean,
remember?
this just summarizes Riptide in a
Look,
nutshell, this quote.
yeah, Blazer, do you remember the context of this?
I didn't even know he said this.
I
Honestly, I saw this and I just burst out laughing.
I I,
Because I
I,
had
don't,
no idea Riptide said this.
I don't remember the context either. I have no clue why he said that. But
Uh,
yeah, okay, very nice, good old Riptide. You know, we still have him in spirit.
in spirit, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And then the other quote he added was 326 equals 1 billion. Same difference. Now, that one was me. I don't remember what the context was for that either. I don't remember the context of anything that happens in the quote section of this.
I mean, you're not far off. 326 is pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, we don't have to judge me for my weird quotes, but we do have to judge
Exactly.
Riptide for his weird quotes.
This isn't even a weird quote. This is a gold mine. The amount of stuff we say, it's brilliant.
Really is insane.
Oh.
Okay. So Blazer, we're gonna hop into our first talking segment, which
Yeah,
today
let's do it.
we are going to be talking about the number of Minecraft clones that have been going on in kind of the gaming community as of late. It's something that's gone on for a long time, and it's still going. But I don't have problems with games that are legitimately trying to add something to the game. I don't have any problem with those. What I have a problem with is when there's a game that doesn't really add anything to Minecraft. It's just kind of the same thing, but maybe a little worse. And
Yeah,
they still try and sell it. They still try and make a bunch of money off it, despite the fact they've legit made the exact same game, just a little worse.
yeah. There's plenty of like you see all of these phone Minecraft versions which are free. You can get on the App Store, and they're all terrible quality. They're all really bad. I don't have a problem with those because they're not charging people money for them. But when you're charging people money for just a worse version of Minecraft, that's when it just gets.
Yeah.
I don't like that. But like you say, if you're adding something to the game, that's good. Like when Terraria originally came out, a lot of people thought it was just 2D Minecraft. But now, obviously, as the game's evolved, and even when it was beginning, there was still so many differences with it to Minecraft. And yeah, it's that does really add so much to the game, which you can't even compare them anymore. They're two completely different games, and yeah, but like you say, just really obvious Minecraft clones. I don't like them if they're charging people money for them. I don't think they're a good thing in the gaming community.
Yeah, because like I've played some Minecraft games like some Minecraft S games that aren't really Minecraft clones that add something that's different enough that it's a different game. And I've had some really enjoyable times playing some games like that. It's just a matter of when a game takes exactly what Minecraft is, exactly what it doesn't actually improve on it, and it tries to release the same thing and go, we have a new game, you should buy our game. And with a lot of the mobile free games, what I've noticed that are Minecraft clones, and I haven't looked at them in years, so I might have outdated
Yeah.
information. But a lot of them tend to
Yeah.
have the free version that you can play for free, and then you can pay to get a different version.
Yeah, and I've seen that, and usually the free version is never enticing enough to make you get the actual version.
Mm.
But
Yeah, that's very true.
like you say, you can have some fun with some free Minecraft clones. And even the paid ones, like I guess you can have some fun with them if you're just playing it for a laugh. But it's when the Minecraft clones are taking away from Minecraft, even though they've literally just copied the game. And when
Mm.
you're taking away from Minecraft, which is clearly just a better game than the clone, it's just not good.
Yeah, you have to make a game that's unique enough that it can stand on its own.
Yeah.
Okay. And with that, we'll hop into segment 3. So today, there's some interesting news going around. Some information on some PS5 releases have been going around on some stuff that's coming up. So the thing I'm most excited for, and I don't know about you, Blazer, but Ratchet and Clank is finally getting a new game.
Yes. We talked a bit about this before the show, and yeah, I played the original Ratchet and Clank on the
Mhm.
PS2, and I had such a fun time with that. That was such a good game. And then I never really caught up with the sequels, but I kind of wish I had now. But you never know. If I get a PS5 in the future, I'll definitely be picking up the Ratchet
Yeah.
and Clank.
I played so much Up Your Arsenal on the PS2. I beat that game so many times. And like when the remake came out for the PS4, I think I beat the game 8 times.
Jeez.
So like
Wow, dedicated.
I really hope that they drop the game where I'll be able to get it on PC. I doubt they will. I'm guessing it'll be a PS5 exclusive, but didn't they say they were going to do something along the lines of trying to make it where, like, for example, you can play PS5 games on the PS4? Or.
Yeah, so there's already a few examples of that. Like, I don't know if you've seen the Spider-Man Miles Morales you can get that on PS4 as well as PS5. And I guess it's just because PS5s are in such high demand and there still is
Mm,
nowhere near enough of them to go around. So, yeah, I think it would be smart for them to release it on PS5 as well as PC. I think that'd be a really smart move because there's obviously a lot of people who would want to play it on PC anyway who don't have a PS5, so.
yeah, and I feel like by releasing games on PC as well as the PS5, releasing them on PC isn't really going to hurt your game market much because
Mm,
a lot of the people who play on console are going to continue to kind of play on console. But the people who play on PC, it's very rare that they're willing to switch over to console. So in a lot of cases, you're still going to get your sales for your console, plus you're going to get the sales on PC, and on top of that, you're preventing people from getting it on, say, the Xbox. So as a result,
exactly.
you're making people more likely to still want to own a PS5 over an Xbox.
Yeah, it's just a win-win all round if they do that.
Yeah, at least that's my opinion. I mean, the company probably looks at it in a different way, and they probably have, you know, all the advanced statistics which would tell them exactly
Yeah,
what.
they have all the data that we don't have access to, but just from our perspective, I think that's probably the best thing to do.
And then also in gaming news, Final Fantasy VII is getting a remake for PS5.
Mm,
This is
I
something
get.
that's been long demanded. Like, and Final Fantasy's been going around. They've made a couple remakes for their games. I'm pretty sure. Didn't they make a remake for Final Fantasy X? Or am I going insane?
I believe they did, or it could have been a different Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I
I don't
don't.
know. I'm not super caught up on Final Fantasy, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I've been out
But
of touch with Final Fantasy for quite a while now. Like Final Fantasy X was the last one that I was really into. Um, but yeah, that's really
yeah, I
exciting.
think
I know there's a big deal because the fan base has been requesting a remake to Final Fantasy VII for a long time.
mm.
But
And I mean, I guess it's good that they've caught up on that and they are making a remake. That's companies do that, especially if their fans have been asking for it for a while. I appreciate that. But like I say, I've tried to get into Final Fantasy and I never could. I don't know, it just never clicked for me. I'm not a huge fan of RPG games, to be honest with you. But every now and then one of them's great. But
yeah,
I don't know,
I,
just not really my game.
I enjoy RPG games, but it has to be the right RPG game, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So as a result, I don't spend too much time with them.
yeah, exactly. That's why I love Minecraft so much because you can it's just a free game. You can do whatever you want, really.
Yeah, you can kind of branch out to
Mm.
whatever. Like, I feel like RPG is one of the few genres that Minecraft really doesn't have much of a way to hit. Like,
Yeah,
there's been a lot of people who have tried really hard to hit the RPG genre in Minecraft, but I don't feel like there's been any that really satisfies that.
yeah, and it's because I guess it's because you can literally. A huge part of RPGs is obviously fighting monsters and stuff, and there is an element of that in Minecraft. But I think Minecraft as a game is more focused on the building aspect and just the
Mm,
creative aspect of it. And again, with like, an RPG, there's usually a whole lot of different weapons, a whole lot of armor sets, all that stuff, and you can customize your character to be literally whatever you want. In Minecraft, the most you can do with that is like enchanted armor, and basically it's either a sword or an axe with weapons. You
yeah.
basically that's about as far as you can go.
Yeah, so as a result, it's hard for Minecraft to hit the same levels of excitement over RPG and stuff like that because even when people attempt to make stuff like that, they rarely scratch the same itch that those kind of RPG games give. But I think it's
Yeah.
really good that Final Fantasy VII is getting a remake. I think it's good not just for the Final Fantasy people, but also for the fact that there's a lot of kind of games like that that people have been asking for remakes for a while that game companies just haven't been providing on. And I feel like with if companies like Square Enix are more likely to get involved in like actually listening to what their fan base want for stuff like that, it's going to make it a bit more likely for other big companies to have a bit more interest in it and getting a little more involved.
Exactly. Yeah. Because that's one of the things that when a game company does listen to its fans, that's a really good sign normally. And it's kind of like what Minecraft's been doing with the updates recently. They've had updates that we've all wanted for a while. Nether update, I know I've wanted another update for years. Caves and
Mm.
Cliffs, can't wait for that to come out as well. I think we'll talk about that a bit later. But yeah, Caves and Cliffs, I'm really excited for. Yeah, I really do like when a company does that. I just think it's a great example to set.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm definitely excited for the new Ratchet and Clank game. I feel like when was the last one that came out? I feel like was there any new games on PS3 or was it only ports?
Was Yeah, no, you might be right. It might have been ports because we got the PS4 one a couple. When was
Yeah, the
that? That
PS.
must have been a while ago, actually.
Yeah, but the thing about the PS4 one was it wasn't even a new game; it was a remake. So I don't think we've had any new
Yeah,
Ratchet and Clank games since the PS2.
so this is gonna be a big thing then. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited for this.
And I watched a little bit of the gameplay reveal trailer, and then I was just like, no, I'm too interested in this to actually watch this. I need to experience this for myself when it actually comes out. And it's very rare I do that with
Yeah,
games, but
yeah.
it seems as though there'll be another Lombax, which is really interesting.
Mm. Yeah, and I get what you're saying about wanting to experience a game as well, because that's one of the things that I love doing. There's something different about watching someone play a game and then playing it for yourself, just experiencing the music, experiencing the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So I think that was a smart decision you did with wanting to do that with the Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a bit hard to do that with modern gaming because we're in a situation where with a lot of games you have to have fairly extensive knowledge on the game beforehand before you're willing to spend money on it just because there's so many games that you can buy and stuff like that
Mm.
it's hard with games to not want to go read some reviews or go watch some videos on it or stuff like that before you actually play the game.
Yeah,
But
exactly. That's what I usually end up doing
mm, and I feel like that's nice to do when there's a game that
when you're not sure about a
yeah,
game.
you're on the
Yeah,
fence about getting it. You're not sure whether or not you really want
yeah.
it. Go watch some videos. Go kind of figure it out before you spend the money. But in the case of a game like Ratchet and Clank, I'm like, I already know that I'm gonna want it if it comes out for PC. Period. End of story. I'm gonna get it. Although
Yeah.
hopefully it drops for like $40, not 60.
Oh yeah, that'd be a bit rough.
But
But what? No, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm just really excited at the prospect of a new Ratchet and Clank game. Um,
Mm.
It's something I've been looking forward to for so long now, and then to finally see it, I'm so excited.
Yeah. What you quickly said about a new Lombax, that would be really interesting because
Mm.
obviously we have Ratchet, and just to see him interact with another Lombax, which we haven't seen too many of, so yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, because it happened a little bit in the really early games, but that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. But now let's move on to segment 4, this day in history. So
So yeah, I actually had a look at this one. This is like my contribution to the podcast. And this day in history, June 11th, E.T. was released by Steven Spielberg in cinemas in 1982. And additionally, Jurassic Park was released in 1993. And I love Steven Spielberg. He's a great film director in my opinion. I think he's really good. And I've seen E.T. I saw it when I was quite little, but I
mm,
actually really enjoyed it when I saw it. Obviously, Jurassic Park's just a classic. But yeah, I think they're both really solid films. I think they're both very good.
yeah, I've seen E.T., but I never saw Jurassic Park. Like,
Wait, really?
so
Have you still not seen it?
I have still not seen it. So as a kid, I refused to watch anything that had the slightest implications of possibly being scary. So as a result, like stuff like Jurassic Park, stuff like that, I've never seen it. I didn't even want to watch E.T. after the first bit when like because the opening shots of E.T. are kind of creepy. So like
Yeah,
it kind of loaded
I
up, and I
guess
was just like, I want nothing to do with this.
I'm...
And my fear of horror movies started when like I was really little, and my parents had me watch Gremlins with them, and I thought it was terrifying
Yeah, I
because
mean, watching it now, it's just funny seeing the
yeah,
puppets because you can clearly tell. But then, oh my god, yeah, and
yeah,
the ending where it's like there could be a gremlin in your house, and that was just like, ah.
yeah, because I was like I was like 4 or 5, and watching Gremlins just scarred me. And I was just like, no, I am never trusting you guys with movies again. And after that, I was just like, no, I don't want to. Whenever a movie's about it, I'm just like, no thanks, I don't want to be involved. Go watch it by yourselves.
I think I was 9 when I watched Gremlins, or maybe 10. I don't know, but I wasn't too scared of it, obviously, because I was a bit older.
Mm.
But I think it was a good movie. I think it was pretty decent. But
Yeah, no,
yeah,
that experience ruined Halloween for me actually because we watched it for Halloween because we didn't get the chance to go trick or treating that year because we lived out in the countryside for a long time, and we weren't going to any family's houses for that Halloween. So as a result, we were kind of at home. So we just got candy and watched some movies. So we watched Goonies first, and that was fine. I didn't mind that. But then we watched Gremlins, and after that, whenever Halloween first started coming around, my parents would go, we really should just we should just sit at home and watch some movies and stuff because we didn't like going anywhere. I was probably the worst of all of us when it came to not wanting to go anywhere. I never wanted to go anywhere as a kid. But
really.
yeah, no, I always wanted to just stay home, and I'm still kind of like that. I much prefer staying home than being active and going places. But story time with Mitch. But yeah,
The origin story.
so as a result, whenever Halloween came around, I would just be like, we are not celebrating Halloween. There's not a chance I'm willing to do this. And even to this day, I still don't celebrate Halloween.
Wow, that really is dedication. Wow.
Yeah.
I I always used to look forward to Halloween so much because my family didn't celebrate it. My mum really doesn't like Halloween, so we ended
Mm.
up not going trick or treating very much. Although we did when I was younger, but I haven't done it properly for a few years. But
Yeah.
yeah, as a result, we kind of don't celebrate it now anymore.
Yeah, you're kind of old enough that the trick or treating's getting on, and really the only point of Halloween is for little kids to get candy.
Dandy, yeah.
Yeah, there's not really any other points to it. Like, some people use it as an excuse to go out and party, but I'm definitely not one of those people who would ever be at a party. So, what about you, Blazer? Did you ever go to a party?
I think if I was invited, I would go to a party, but like none of my friends really throw parties.
Yeah.
I guess not any big scale ones anyway.
Yeah, I hate
Maybe
going to
one.
stuff like parties. I don't think I've ever been to, like, a proper, like, teenage party. But, like, whenever I'm at anything similar, I just hate it. I hate being in large crowds.
I get that. I get that, especially if you're not as familiar with all the other people.
Mm.
But yeah, when I just hang out with some friends, that's fun. and I do like that, but it doesn't count as a proper party. Anyway, we were talking about ET.
Yeah, right. I think this might be the longest this day in history segment we've ever had.
Well, at least it was a pretty interesting one.
Riptide, I know you're probably listening. Don't hold the Halloween thing against me. Okay.
It's understandable.
Yeah, and then also Jurassic Park release. Do you have any stories with Jurassic Park, Blazer?
Uh, I I did watch it when I was quite young, and I haven't watched the sequels at all. But I've watched Jurassic World, and I like that. I like the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I had a really good experience with that. We went to the cinema. It was very fun. Uh, but yeah, like nothing out of the ordinary. I enjoy the films for what they are. I think they're good, but especially for the time because when you look back again, it's pretty dated. Jurassic Park especially, but I still think they're good movies. I still think they are very good.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy watching dated movies. There's something fun about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, it is time. We're going to move on to the next segment. Finally, that was a really long this day in history segment, but so it's time for segment 5. The Minecraft 1.17.1 update or 1.17. I don't think the point one's up dropped yet. Has officially dropped. So yeah, Copper. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
Copper. I actually was really excited for Copper when it was announced. And obviously the whole aspect of it aging and becoming a different block, I think is very interesting. We haven't really seen anything like that in Minecraft. And of course, lightning rods are cool too. But I haven't had a chance to play with the 1.17 update yet.
Mm.
I probably should mess around with it for a bit. But
So the only thing I've messed with is candles, and I hate the
oh,
fact that even the max light they put off is only 11. So torches are 14. Um,
yeah,
so I hate the fact that you can't get the candles up to the same point that torches are at. But it's a great block for kind of like darker vibe lighting. But
yeah.
I'm a little disappointed that that's all the candles ended up being. But I'm
I
still
think the
pretty
thing
excited.
about I think the thing about candles is, of course, you can use them as a lighting block, and of course, you said like, yeah, for some darker lighting. But because they come in all the colors, I get the vibe that they're for decoration mostly. So, for example, I've seen people put them on pumpkins, like the green ones, to make pumpkin stems. I've seen people like put them on TNT for dynamite and stuff. Just like I enjoy the decorating aspect of Minecraft. So personally, I'm really looking forward to messing around with them in survival.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously I have a very extensive Minecraft world that I spent a lot of time on. So, I was able to quickly make some candles and mess with them. That's the only thing I've actually messed with in the 1.17 update yet, though. I did go ahead and... by the way, Blazer, I'm restarting my survival series for the 1.17 update. But,
Oh,
yeah, I figured, with the 1.17 update, it makes
I
sense
mean,
to
that
do
would make
some.
sense, especially with all the, terrain generations and things.
That's...
That
None of the
that's
terrain
probably
generations updated yet, though.
no, that's in part two. But do you know
But
when that is?
Part 2, winter. It's supposed to come out winter of this year. So, November, December, that kind of area.
Yeah.
But,
Speaking of, like, I'm really excited for that because it's basically gonna be kind of like two different games of Minecraft now because there's gonna be I know there was the whole new speedrunning thing when they had 1.16 because of all the new stuff in there, but just caving is gonna change so much, and
yeah.
I don't know if I'm excited for it or not because like open caves are gonna feel so weird. Just diamonds and stuff isn't gonna be as rare because you can kind of see them everywhere. But I think they're messing around with that to hopefully get it to, so it's not too easy. But I don't know. There's something I'm gonna miss about just enclosed caves. It's gonna feel nostalgic in a few years.
Mm. Yeah, it's going to make it so it really will be getting that netherite that's the difficult part.
Yeah, of course. And then the whole I forget what it's called. It's like under the bedrock. That whole layer.
Yeah, deep slate or
I'm excited.
whatever.
That's it. That's it. Deep slate. Yeah. And I'm excited for that. The warden especially. I'm looking forward. That's pretty cool. It's gonna be like a mini boss. I'm kind of getting the vibe, kind of like the Elder Guardian. I'm
So,
excited for that.
my concern about the fact that one of my concerns about the fact that they're pushing back the update is I think there's a small chance that part of the reason why they're pushing it back is because they're struggling heavily with making it possible to convert old worlds into
And new
worlds that
worlds.
have all
Yeah.
this stuff in it. And I'm in,
And that. Yeah.
I'm
And that would make
insanely terrified
sense.
of that idea.
yeah, they want to get it right because obviously you don't want to have your world. You just load it up in 1.17 and half the stuff you've built has just been destroyed by a ravine or
Mm.
something. Like, obviously, that's going to be, yeah, interesting. But I'd rather they pushed it back and it was perfect than they released it and there were so many bugs that it wasn't fun to play with, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I completely get what you're saying. Like, I'm disappointed that they pushed it back, mostly based off the fact they'd already given us a update time. We already knew what was coming out. You know, I feel like if they were gonna, push it back, it would have been better if they'd been aware they were gonna need to push it back a little sooner. They bit off more than they could chew. That's clearly what happened here. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still looking
Oh.
forward to it. I'm a little
Yeah.
I'm I'm disappointed they pushed it back, as I feel like almost every Minecraft player is. But
Mm.
I feel like this has huge potential. If they play this right, it'll end up they'll make up for it pretty easily. If they don't play this right, it's gonna be kind of sad.
Yeah. Because this is going to be a pretty big update, and there's a lot of things
Mm.
that people have wanted for a while, so people are going to be kind of annoyed, you know, if it doesn't go right. And of course, everyone has their own view of what they want the cave update to be like, if you get what I mean.
Mm.
So they can't please everyone, but hopefully they can do something which everyone, you know, accepts and enjoys. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going into it with an open mind, and I think it'll be great.
So one last question on the whole cave thing. What do you think about geodes?
I think these are really interesting because again, another Terraria reference. But if you've played Terraria, you'll find occasionally crystal caves and stuff, and I think that's really cool.
Mm.
I think that's a very very cool aspect, especially because you can just be mining normally, and when you're mining normally, like the most exciting thing you'll find is a cave or maybe an abandoned mine shaft or something. But this is something else. This is just another kind of added thing, which I think is really cool. And of course, you can use them as nice decoration blocks. They have a nice sound when you put them down, which hopefully you can, you know, activate maybe by walking on it. I think there is a walking sound, isn't there? If I'm not mistaken,
Probably.
when you walk on them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very excited for them. I'm very excited for them.
Yeah, I'm excited to go get some geodes. I've already started some work on preparations for the 1.17 update. As I mentioned, I fought the Wither again to get another Nether star so I can make another beacon, etc. But yeah, I'm very much so looking forward to this. I feel like, depending on how well they did, this might just be one of the better Minecraft updates that we've had. Um, but yeah, so we're gonna move on from this topic, and it's time for the sports segment. Now, Riptide. I mean, oh my goodness. You know, Blazer, forgive me. I normally record this with Riptide.
It's okay. It's
So
cool. It's cool.
so Blazer, being a British boy, you don't really know that much about American sports that much. Do you guys do basketball at all
We
in
do.
UK?
We
Okay.
do it, but not really at a huge professional level. You know,
Yeah,
it's
just
definitely not as big as over in America.
so probably a bit how soccer or football is in America.
Yeah, yeah. Because that's pretty much our biggest sport in England. You can go to a pub, and if there's a TV in the pub, that will be playing the game that's on the TV right now. It pretty much no doubt.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's definitely a big thing here.
Yeah, so in soccer, or for our less American viewers, football, the US beat Mexico in I don't know if I should say soccer or football. Blazer.
Say soccer. Go with soccer because you
Okay.
sound weird when you say football.
Okay. Yeah. So soccer, um the US beat Mexico in the, I believe, men's tournament that was going on, and which pretty cool as an American. It's pretty cool to have us win one here. Although
Hmm.
the only thing about it is, me and Riptide were kind of talking about this last week with kind of trends going on of like fans like throwing stuff at players and stuff like that, and how it's gotten pretty bad
Yeah.
in the NBA tournament. The same thing happened in I don't remember if it happened when they played in Denver or when they happened in Mexico, but the American players, when they won, got a bunch of stuff thrown at them by Mexican fans. I think one of the players even got injured and is gonna have to not participate for a while because he got injured getting stuff thrown at him. And it's It's something which honestly I you know, being an ignorant American, I thought it was something mostly affecting American sports, but clearly not. It's clearly something that's, you know, happening
Yeah.
moreover. Have you guys been seeing anything like that in the UK, Blazer?
So when this does happen and it's fairly rare, it's dealt with pretty, pretty quickly.
Mm.
Like we have in even in the newspaper, there's like things about, a father is outraged, he goes to his son's game, yeah, and then he gets annoyed, and that makes the newspaper because it's pretty uncommon. Um, but in real games, I think there's so much cheering. I have to say, like, that's pretty much all you hear when you're at a game is just cheering for your side. When they lose, of course, there's sadness, but nothing really gets thrown, and if it does, it's definitely not on a huge scale, especially not what you're experiencing probably. So yeah, it's pretty calm here,
Yeah.
which is something you can't say all that often about the UK. But
So like it's something that we hadn't really seen much lately. Like it happens, as with anything, bad stuff happens. But like it's something we hadn't been seeing too much of, especially lately. But just recently with the latest NBA season, for whatever reason, it's gotten much worse. And like with the whole US Mexico thing and stuff like that, like for whatever reason, like just this year has been really bad for sports fans.
mm, yeah, I mean, it's been a bit like that. Of course, stuff has slowed down a bit because of COVID, but
Mm.
I think everyone's just happy to get back into it in the UK. I think we're all just excited that it is back on. It's all going well, hopefully, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's good in here. It's good here.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting for me because none of the sports that I really pay attention to, which includes American football and American football, um, really got affected by it when we were in season.
Mm.
But it also didn't really start being as rampant as it has been lately until the NBA playoffs started. So I don't know what's up with that. I mean, I don't know. The NBA, they always seem to have problems.
Yeah, obviously we don't hear about it much in the UK, but the stuff I do hear is often either very extreme, it's either very good, or it's not so good.
Hmm. Yeah, basketball is an interesting sport. I don't get why anybody ever gets mad at a sport to the point of violence. It's kind of as being Riptide we're talking about last week.
Yeah, like
Like,
emotions were high and stuff,
yeah,
and I get that, but
you need to not let stuff get invested in them. And with the thing about the whole U.S. Mexico game where the Mexico fans were throwing stuff at the American players is it's really easy to get caught up in the moment and stuff like that.
mm,
Like if a bunch of other fans of the Mexican team are throwing stuff, it makes it easier for other ones to get involved and start throwing stuff and stuff like that, and
exactly.
eventually it piles up.
Yeah.
And I also know that violence around soccer tournaments has been a really big deal for a long time. And
Mm.
it's something that happens a lot, especially in like South America and Latin America. And I don't know how much it happens in Europe, but I think
It's
I've heard.
definitely less. It is still her. It's still her.
Yeah, I think I've heard about some stuff like that happening in places like France and
Yeah.
Spain that care about it quite a bit more than other places.
Mm. And like you say, it's a weird comparison to make, but I don't know if you've ever been at school and there's a food fight, and it just starts with one person,
Mm.
and one person chucks something, one person chucks something back, and then suddenly everyone's doing it, and it's kind of the same thing here, Obviously, when a lot of people are doing it, like you say, other people are just going to join in because that's what's happening,
Mm.
and everyone just accepts it and
Yeah,
does it.
yeah, mob mentality. As soon as you notice
Mm.
that so many people are doing it, you realize that hey, even if I do it, it's not like I'm gonna actually get in trouble for it because everybody's doing it. They'd have to, come arrest us all. It's not like they're gonna do that.
Mm.
So yeah, it's one of those things where it's it's an interesting situation. It's not a good situation. I very much so hope that kind of this violence around sports dies down. You know, it's something that's really
Yeah.
weird for me because we've seen some of it in America, but this is some of the worst it's been in my memory of sports times, and obviously it's mostly affecting the NBA. I don't really pay attention to the NBA at all, so I'm not too invested in it. Riptide's a lot more invested in it than I am, but yeah.
Mm.
And then in a bit more American sports news, this is a big deal for me as a Packers fan for football. Our star quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, is officially holding out now. He's missed mandatory practices. This is not good. Blazer, send help. Um,
I mean, I can't really comment on this just because I'm not as cultured as you are, Mitch, I guess, for lack of a better word. Um,
I mean, it's a
yeah, I
different
mean,
kind of culture, so it doesn't. You can't really say you're not cultured, but
yeah.
so
I feel for you. I feel for you.
I'll give you a short rundown, Blazer. Basically, Aaron Rodgers, he's an amazing quarterback. Like he's really good, and has been for a lot of years. Last year, the Packers drafted a new quarterback when Rodgers was 36, I believe, and quarterbacks can usually, like really good quarterbacks, usually play till they're about 40. So the Packers
Mm.
drafted a new quarterback round one of the NFL draft. And most of the time when you're drafting a guy round one, you're kind of making the statement, this is our guy. This is the guy that we want to move forward with. He's our future. So Rodgers clearly took quite a bit of offense to that. And after playing for another season, he won MVP. Um, we lost in the NFC Championship, which is the semifinals. Um,
Yeah.
he now this season he's started holding out. Training camp's about to start, but some mandatory practice and stuff he's missed. He's off partying in Hawaii or wherever. So he's put the Packers in a really rough spot. I'm really annoyed by it. This is something that you guys will probably hear more of as the weeks go on, just because this is something that is a really big deal to me because I'm a Packers fan. But yeah, I'm gonna try not to go too in depth on this for Blazers' sake.
Uh, well, you've been teaching me stuff, and I've learned a lot about about sports, just American sports in general, through the podcast. So that's
Yes.
something, and that's something good I can say.
I'm glad I've taught you something, Blazer. Okay, so now we're gonna be moving on to the reading the comment section. So Blazer, do you want to read your own comment?
Yeah, this is like a fourth wall break. Wow. Um, so this is from me, everyone. I said, finally caught up with the podcast. Not gonna lie, it's so relaxing listening to it while playing Rocket League. My thoughts on the sports segments are that I actually really like them. Here in Britain, I don't hear about American sports news at all, so it's interesting to hear what it's like over there. Great podcast as always. And I stand by what I said. I pretty much reiterated it a second ago, but yeah, we hear basically nothing about American sports, so it's very interesting to hear
Yeah.
what you guys think about it over there, and all the stuff that's going on over there. Of course, it's not always good, but you gotta experience the bad to also appreciate the good.
Yeah, exactly. If there's no bad, you'll never truly appreciate the good. Um, and then for the other comment, we have one from Sith Gaming, and he said, "I'm hearing this with the headphones and doing my exam." Smiley face. I can't say I support listening to the podcast while doing your exam,
Yeah,
but listening to the podcast while doing other stuff is a great way to do it. You get a chance to listen to some of your favorite people. We even have the famous popular Your Boy Blazer here. So like it's a great opportunity to kind of listen to us talk, get kind of a path into kind of what we think and stuff like that, while also you can get something done on the side. You can, do some homework that's not very, mentally taxing, so you have so that you're able to listen to. You can do it while playing some video games or just while, vibing or whatever.
yeah, exactly. And that's a great thing you managed to nail with the podcast. Is it's great to listen to. You don't have to focus your eyes on it. Well, I guess that's kind of the point. But yeah, no, it's very good. It's very, very good, and I'm glad that Sith enjoyed it.
Okay, so Blazer, before we hit segment 8, we're gonna go off on a bit of a side path here. So Blazer, let me just hop out of my chair and sit back down. Okay.
Samesies.
So Blazer, I
It's an important side path, though.
I hear some rumors going around that you are dropping a new music album soon.
Yes, those rumors I can confirm are true, and I guess this is the first proper on video record of this thing, so that's pretty cool. But I am dropping a new album, indeed, and this one I'm happy to say is a lot higher quality, or I would hope so,
Mm.
than the last one, just because I have a whole new set of tools at my disposal. I have more confidence. I have kind of better equipment as well. And hopefully, yeah, hopefully it's just a lot better. Now, what I can tell you right now is that there are 8 confirmed songs right now,
Mm.
and it is set to release July 1st. Now that we're still looking good for that date. In fact, I may be able to even squeeze in a ninth song if I work efficiently and quickly, but I don't want to sacrifice quality, so we will
Yeah.
see. But right now, I have 5 songs which I'm fairly happy with. And so I obviously have 3 more to go, and yeah, it's just really fun. It's just something I love to do when I'm not doing anything else. It's like a little
Mm.
hobby, and yeah, it's just always fun coming up with lyrics. The lyrics are always my favorite thing. I don't know why. I just enjoy that. But the album is called Beanbag Melodies, and then I guess in brackets for the future. But just Beanbag Melodies. And me and Nightmare were talking about this. We actually kind of came up with the title together. And yeah, I think it's a decent one. I think it summarizes it pretty well since most of the songs talk about or have a theme of the future, just generally, or just getting over hurdles right now.
So
And of course,
beanbag melodies. So Blazer, it, would you care to indulge me for a second? And can we hear the names of any of the songs that are going to be in this album?
you can. You can. Okay, how many do you want to hear, Mitch? This is up to you now.
Let's. You said you have 5 done. Let's hear 2 or 3 of
Okay. So I have the first one, which is the first one I worked on, which is actually going to release a bit early on my music channel to kind of hype up the album a bit.
them.
And that is called Freedom Avenue. And this was a fun one to do. This was the first one I worked on, like I say. I think this is a very fitting title because you this is a good one. This is a good one. I do really like this one, and it just kind of deals with, I don't know, like getting over stuff, getting over the boring stuff so you can get to the exciting stuff. Yeah, I really like that one. Another one that I just finished yesterday, which I'm really, really happy with, is called Half-Term Holiday. And the few people I've talked to said that was one of their they liked that title, and I don't know, I think it's cool. I think it's a good one. And yeah, like I say, I finished that yesterday. I'm very, very happy with that. And then the last one I'll tell you is called Quarantine Solution. Now,
Ooh.
fans of my channel before will know that my first ever proper song was called Quarantine Conundrum. Now that's a terrible song. Don't go listen to it. And if you do, then well, just be warned. Be warned.
So
Um,
don't listen to Blazer. His songs are amazing. You should go listen to them. They're really good.
thank you. But yeah, if you for some reason enjoy those songs, then trust me, you're going to enjoy these ones a lot more. But this one is going to kind of be not a rehash because there are going to be different lyrics. They're going to be different. Actually, I'm going to go with the same chord pattern, but because I have obviously all my updated equipment, it's going to sound hopefully a lot better. We're going to have better drums in there. We're going to have better vocals, and yeah, it's going to be kind of a part two, I guess, to that song. And I'm really excited to work on that one.
Mm. Yeah, so out of those, I'm probably most looking forward to Freedom Avenue right now. That sounds very interesting. Um,
I recorded a lyric video for that. Oh yeah, also I should probably say I've been working on a album cover which has some amazing artwork that I'm doing with my friend on Discord, and that will be announced and shown hopefully in that lyric video. But I
mm.
recorded a lyric video, and it's basically just me on my bike going around. We have some cool footage, and we got actual obviously lyrics on there. That's the whole point of a lyric video, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy with how it's turned out. So look forward to that. I can
Mm.
promise probably a week when this drops because this is on the Friday. So yeah, next Friday it will have dropped. Maybe even sooner. You never know.
Very exciting. So, Blazer,
Thank
obviously
you.
you were talking about some lyric videos and stuff you have going on. Are you considering maybe doing any like actual music videos for any of your songs?
Wow. Now that you mention it, I could definitely do that. I haven't. It's not really something I've thought about too much.
Mm.
Of course, I'm gonna be putting Freedom Avenue up separately, and then I may drop another one early. But since it's fairly small, there's only 8 songs, and then I'm gonna drop all of those together, and it's just gonna kind of be we're gonna have the album cover in the background. We're gonna have the name of the songs on the side. But I could definitely do a music video. But of course, I'm not quite on the face reveal level yet. So I don't know. I have to think kind of outside the box for that. But I could do
Mm.
it. I could do it, and I might actually have to think about that. Thank you, Mitch, for that.
Definitely an exciting thought. I'm really looking forward to this album and what you've come up with, and what you got for us, Blazer. Whatever you do, I'm sure it's going to be great. Um,
Thank you.
I'm not going to
I
pry
like
any
it.
further, but yeah, guys, make sure to go check out Blazer's music channel. Um, even though none of his new songs are going to be out at the time of this drop, make sure to go subscribe so that when they do come out, you'll be able to get notified, hit the bell, and yeah, also go listen to some of his old stuff. I know Blazer doesn't like them, but some of his old songs are really good. I really liked some of them. But yeah, so
Thank you.
Blazer, I'm really looking forward to that. This is gonna
Me
be
too.
amazing.
I'm really excited. Yeah, I don't know. I think just the best thing is hearing people listen to them and going, oh, this is really good. That's why I'm doing this. And part of the reason is I'm kind of doing it for me as well, just because I like doing it. Obviously,
Mm.
you shouldn't really do something if you don't enjoy doing it, but it's just a really fun thing for me. And it's the best when people say, oh, I really like this. This is a really great song. So to hear you say you like my old songs is both amazing and also kind of embarrassing because I don't like them. But
It's okay, Blazer. They were good songs. Okay, so now we're gonna hop into segment 8, which is my personal favorite segment, which is YouTube rant. So today we're not going to be strictly talking about YouTube for this one. This is something that Twitch does too, and just in general, any platform that has live games does that completely drives me insane. That I wanted to talk about. So Blazer, have you ever noticed when you're on a platform like Twitch or YouTube that the way they organize the categories for the games isn't based off of views, number of viewers?
I have noticed that. Now I don't watch too many live games, but when I do, it's really sporadic and quite random to be honest with you. Which
Mm.
yeah, I it is definitely weird. And of course, this is your favorite segment. This is the complaining segment, and I have to agree. Yeah, it's weird. It is very weird.
Yeah, it really annoys me from the standpoint of you have games that are they're the most popular games on the platform. Like you might have a game that has the most views out of any platform, but then the platform pushes it down for whatever reason and goes, no, you don't want to see that. Instead, go look at Fortnite. Like for example,
Yeah,
on YouTube's page for the stuff, when you actually click on the categories, it does sort off of views. But for like the stuff that's front page, even though Fortnite doesn't even have like it doesn't have the sort of views that it should be like right up front and center. Like it's down like 20,000 concurrent viewers compared to the other games. But for whatever reason, it's still at the top front page center, like go watch Fortnite and it annoys me.
yeah, it is definitely very weird. Like I'm even just on live now for games, and it has stuff with like 500 views at the top, and then as you go down lower, there's a guy with 56,000, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just like I don't know. I don't get why. I don't get why they order it like this. It's extremely weird.
Yeah, it annoys me. I feel like this is something that if you're gonna do your algorithm not set up based off of views, which views would probably be the easiest way to do it anyway, but assuming you're not doing it based off of that, at least make it clear how you do it, so then that way we're not looking at this going, this is dumb. Fortnite's at the top, even though there's so many games that have more viewers than it that are pushed down lower in exchange for having Fortnite at the top. And that's unfair to the game creators as well, because they have a game
Yeah,
that they made that's topping, you
it
know,
should be doing well.
yeah, that's topping viewer charts. People are watching it, but yet you're still not putting it at the front page because, oh, we got to put Fortnite there.
Yeah, like right now, the top thing is a Fortnite thing. And you just have stuff like you have games that I've never even heard of, and you have the one Minecraft video. The whole thing on here is a Spanish Minecraft video, and the thumbnail is a turtle,
Mm.
and that's what's like. And I don't get it. They have so many things like, oh, oops, they have so many things documenting like, you know, they have all this information on you, like what the viewer likes, what the viewer watches, and then they just this is what they mess up on, and I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, you think they'd either go off of views or they'd actually do a decent job of going, hey, this person watches a lot of Minecraft. Hey, this person clearly hates Fortnite.
Yeah.
Hey, let's not put Fortnite at the top of the recommended.
It's
But
so strange. It's so strange.
yeah, and obviously, you know, they want to have an algorithm of some kind. They don't want to go off of straight views because it's YouTube. If it's not complicated and makes no sense, then why would YouTube do it? But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely something that annoys me. It's not something that, you know, needs to be delved too in depth on. But yeah. Anyway, guys,
It's a nice calm segment. It's a nice calm complaining segment.
yeah, you know, we're taking it down a notch for Blazer being on. I don't want to scare Blazer way too soon.
Well, thank you for having me on. It was a very fun experience, and yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
thank you so
excited to
much.
hopefully be a part of more in the future.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Blazer. Thank you so much to everybody that watched this. I hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like for Blazer, and don't forget to subscribe. Let's hit I don't know 24 subscribers before the next podcast. Something
Yeah,
like
you
that.
hit the 20. You hit
Yeah,
the 20. So
we hit our goal last week. I don't know what that means, but thank you guys so much for getting us to 20 subscribers. Maybe at some point we'll have to do something special when we hit subscriber goals. But yeah,
yeah,
guys, I would like to just thank you all so much for watching. Leave a lot of love for Blazer in the comments, and I will see you all. And so, you know, it's so weird not saying we will, because normally Riptide would be here. But I will see you guys in the next one. I'm sure we'll see Blazer's face around here again. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching.
Bye
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye bye.